Okay. Yes. So we're back for our final episode of Kaichu, the Kaiju dating sim. Previously, I believe we've dated everyone but Garudan here, because we did Turpio, Lava, I forget her name, Cedra, Mostra, and that one. So let's X to start the smooches. Gotta play. Yeah. Oh no, we still have two more to do. I thought we only had one. Oh, the Mushroom Lady and Garudan we didn't do? Or maybe I did over it. Okay, so Gigachu's pronouns will be Chew and Chew. World Breaking News Network. I'm Brevet Ormus, and this is my co-host Lucky Colt with our World Breaking News. Ladies and gentlemen, Ramanamar was my world, and the news that we broke up. Oh, Lucky, I'm so sorry to hear that. Also, a colossal creature has appeared near the North Pole. Are you bringing up Daikaiju to deflect from addressing your breakup? Yeah, but the gigantic kaiju known as Gigachu is also a significant story. We may have buried the lead there. Like Ramanamar buried my heart. Let's go to the satellite footage. Are you hiding your feelings behind satellite footage again? I also wanted to show Gigachu moving via the keyboard or controller. It's healthy to cry, Lucky. More on this story as it develops. Okay, so so we did Mostra, we did Turpio, Chewer. Okay, him I'll do off screen tomorrow and just post it to YouTube because I have the previous four up on YouTube already. We will do her today because I really like her design or their design, being a fungus. No, we'll go with him. Okay, so here he is. Let's start relationship. An enormous flexing fowl has fallen from the firmament over Africa. This bird's appearance shares some similarity with the legends of the Rock, the Zoo, and the Hakwai, but the Ottoman Society has designated this guy Garudan. Has Gigaju gone from birdwatcher to wingman? Okay. So we were trying to make sure we hit every single destination. So we did these three and America last time. So let's do all of Asia this time and then move on to the others later. So we're going to let's start the Sydney Opera House and go up for these continents. So let's visit the Sydney Opera House. Gigachu and Garudan display destructive desire at the Sydney Opera House. What has driven the Kaiju to bully our beloved Sydney Opera House? There is a language of love in the leveling of landmarks, Lucky, and each strike can communicate compatibility. What you talking about, Brevity? Are you suggesting that Kaiju are ruled by wanton destruction? Yeah. Indeed, and Garudan is waiting for Gigachu to reply right now. I will try to narrate the date as we go live at the scene. Does Gigachu come here often? Technically, this is the third time we've destroyed Sydney Opera House, so let's say yes. Ooh, that was a good answer. Garudan remembered seeing Chew around. How is Gigachu feeling? Sick, sensitive, or lazy? Okay, so with everything that happens, there's usually there's always three options. Some are numbered, like this one, sick, sensitive, or lazy, where we choose the one. Some is are like the previous one that are like a yes, a maybe, and a no. And each one has a different um, thing that the person that you're dating likes. Like seeing the Sydney Opera House a lot was a good one for Garudan, but then there's also that was like a love option. There's also a like option, and then there's a hate option, which brings everything down. You want to try and have the best date with the most love or like options ever, because the hate options will not end well. So I don't know much about Garudan. So let's. How are we feeling? He seems like a real go-getter, so I don't think he'll like me being lazy, and I don't think he'll like me being sick. So sensitive is probably going to either be the love or the okay option. So let's try choosing sensitive. Okay, see, there's the little like. Cute little face. Garudan respects but doesn't relate. Unless they're talking sick as in slang and not actually ill. Is this Gigachu's first time dating a bird? Okay, well. Mostra was a bug. Yes. Okay, good option. Garudan doesn't usually date dinosaurs, but is excited to make an exception. Garudan wants to know what first attracted Gigachu to him. Wingspan, plumage, or muscles. He's a bird, so I'm gonna go with the plumage. That was an okay answer. Garudan's plumage may distract from a shortcoming. Was he going for muscles? Does Gigachu like the Sydney Opera House? Yes. Love answer. Nice. They're both pumped up about the Sydney Opera House. Then, deal breaker question: does Gigachu kiss on the first date? I have normally always entered this with maybe, except for one time no. So let's go with maybe. Okay. Not the worst option. They both need a little more preparation before takeoff. High five. Okay, so Sydney Opera House is leveled, and then there's like a little news article after each one. It gives us our little options here. And very sadly, there's new information. So we have Garudan, he, him, active lifestyle fitness foul. Okay, so he's definitely in it for the gains. Oh. Like these other ones, as the dates progress, we'll unlock different things. Like Tefra, they unlock in like chunks. With like her likes and dislikes at the top, what she's seeking, type of love language, virtues, Greek love style, and then challenge is kind of like how to respond when something happens later on. Which, if you've been following, you'll see what happens in level 3, but I'm not going to spoil it for you people seeing it for the first time. So let's go up to the lighthouse. I would not have predicted a tryst between Kaiju to be so underwhelming. Oh, Gikachu's blushing! We shouldn't expect them to be compatible in every area. I've been on at least a dozen dates that were more destructive than what we've witnessed. Keep on talking, Lucky. They need a chance to stretch their wings and get to know each other first. I guess we're still getting to know Gigachu ourselves. Some experts are speculating that Gigachu is the manifestation of humanity's loss of connection as we digitize our lives. What do you think, Lucky? I don't think so. How else do you propose that I have instantaneous engagement with many lovely lovers around the globe? Time to change the subject. Looks like Gigachu is trying to connect right now at 1 Fathom Bank Lighthouse. I love the music for this. Does Gigachu care for concrete? To destroy. Both dig durability and endurance. Does Kaichu stay on top of current events? Somewhat. Kaichu keeps up with the weather. Is Kaichu ready to settle down in one place? Let's go with this one. Because I don't know which one would be best for Garudan. Garudan is still a frequent flyer. So that would have been a no for him, would have been the best answer. Could Kaichu be with someone who didn't share Chu's political beliefs? Neutral. When soaring at altitude, borders and boundaries become a bit of a blur. Blow kisses. Okay. Yeah, we want to make sure not to get any bad things to end the date poorly, because we don't want the meter filling up on the broken heart. So now we go to Angkor Wat. World Breaking News Network. Brevity, do you know the number one question on our viewers' minds? Does Kaichu poop? No, that's number 2. Ha 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 ha. The question that is intriguing our audience is, how are you so in tune with the intentions of the Kaiju? Is it your degree in communications? I practice Ishin Denshin Do. Is that some strange monster dialogue? Do you speak Kaiju? No, it's listening to the heart. What do you glean about Garudan? He looks tough, but I sense he's seeking someone strong to lean on. Do you think Garudan will interpret incompatible answers as a sign of weakness? Kaichu's just warming up right now. They have plenty of time to figure out if their strengths and weaknesses are complementary. Let's see your insight in action at Angkor Wat now. Does Kaichu dig deserts? He doesn't look like a bird that would like the desert. Okay, maybe it was a maybe? Garudan's high-altitude flights aren't dissuaded by sudden sandstorms. Does Kaichu think exes can be friends? Neutral. Garudan still flies in a lot of social circles. What qualities would Kaichu wish to pass to future generations? Emotional intelligence, powerful tail, or discipline? I'm going to go with powerful tail because it seems that's power. Yes. Them gains. For Garudan, it's wingspan. Is Kaichu musical? He doesn't seem like a musical. Oh, I should have gone with a yes. Oh, frick, bird song. I was such an idiot. Kaichu is ignorant of bird song. Does Kaichu have a good relationship with Chu's family? Let's say yes. Garudan's family was also always a bit distant even before he left the nest. Which habitat does Kaichu prefer? The big city, a small town, the countryside? This seems like a neutral. A small town isn't big enough for the two of them, so... Not doing good, but at least we're still filling up the heart bar. Well, the correct heart bar. Let's go to Tokyo Tower. Brevity, I don't think I'm getting the hang of this Ishil-Delshil-Do stuff. Why do you say that, Lucky? I'm unsure about how that date went. The Kaiju aren't so certain either. Brevity, do Kaiju like the landmarks that they elect to level? They generally seem to favor them. What about the landmarks they dislike? Not every kiss needs to be French. Tell that to my flight instructor. The unstoppable Kaiju couple Garuchu just crash landed at Tokyo Tower. Let's go live to the scene. Is Kaichu educated? Neutral answer. Yes. Kikachu trampled a decent straight trade school. What is Kikachu most proud of? Muscles, cuddles, or hustle? Let's go with muscles. Okay, good. Let's topple that tower. Garudan is impressed that Kikachu can curl a blue whale. Is Kikachu mathematical? Neutral. Kikachu overestimated Garudan's interest in numbers. Okay, so that's a no for next time. Is Kikachu into sports? Yes. Kikachu stomps through stadiums whenever Chu can. Does Kikachu dance? Neutral. Kikachu isn't ready for Garudan's powerful moves. So that's a yes in the future. Come on, I want to get the smooches before level 2. Ah, dang it. Act 2, On the Wings of Love. So unlock some new information. So Garudan likes aviation, fitness, teamwork, and health. Does not like messiness, swimming, drama, or weakness. Okay, nice. So let's go to... Taj Mahal was first. We have a special interview with Major Panjadrum. Panjandrum. I always get his name mixed up because it's so weird. Thank you for having me on. Good evening, sir. What is the military's position regarding Kaiju? We will not allow these creatures to continue their catastrophic courting. How can you stop the biggest romance the world has ever seen? We wouldn't want this information getting in the hands of the enemy. Like the Kaiju watch the news? I don't think of the Kaiju as enemies. And I don't think Kaiju watch our program, because not one has paid me a visit yet. Wink. I suppose it will be alright to declassify a little, since military might will always overcome love. Our fighter jets have scrambled and controlled the airspace over even the most remotely romantic landmark. It seems that love is in the air at the Taj Mahal, not jets. What? I must go. And we must go live to the scene. How does Kikachu relax? Baths, naps, or yoga? Garudan doesn't strike me as a yoga bird or a nappy bird, so we'll go with baths. You have to hit the showers after a hard workout. Is Kikachu into piercings? Neutral. Garudan doesn't feel strongly about piercings. Is Kikachu artistic? Yes. Oh, yay, something good. Both appreciate aesthetic creation expressed in the sculpted sinew and well-preened plumage. What is Kikachu's take on walls? Good to destroy? Ah, no. Walls, like many things, are beneath Garudan. Which is Kikachu? Morning monster, a creature of the night, or neither? Morning? Oh, thank goodness. They are both up early to feel the burn. Is Kikachu moved by domes? Neutral. Garudan has stronger feelings about the strength of domes. Come on, we need to get enough love to get the deal breaker question. I want the monster smooches. Oh, it's not a good go. So now we go to the Great Wall of China. World Breaking News Network. The stakes of dating are much higher now that the military is involved. Their relationship is unlikely to progress if dates aren't great. Oh, how often relationships falter in the face of military might. Is that a common relationship problem? Indeed it is. I dated a fighter pilot. Our relationship was shot down over the Pacific when my dear ace left me for a bombshell bombardier. You have the most unique war stories, Lucky. You only lose in love when you stop fighting. Kaichu hasn't quit either. Let's go to the scene. Which describes Kaichu socially? Introvert, extrovert, or neither? Let's go with extroverts. Garudan may be too cool, aloof, and a loss for Gigachu. What is Gigachu's favorite holiday? Festivus, Katanaka, Spanakopita. Okay, so it's either going to be one or two. Katanaka, I've never heard of. Festivus is an actual holiday. I don't know if Katanaka is a holiday or not, but spanakopita is a delicious Greek pastry food that I love to eat. So it is 100% not three. Two is up in the air, but one is definitely a holiday, so we're going to choose one. Oh, thank God. Of course, they both feel that too few holidays have feats of strength. Is Kikachu aquatic? We already know the bird doesn't like swimming, so let's say no. Yes. Catering to the paramour. Both prefer the air over the land and sea. Is Kikachu multilingual? Neutral. Garudan is more into doing than talking, so we'll hit no for next time. Does size matter? The size of your muscles, yes. Okay, come on, deal breaker question. Being big and buff is kind of their thing. Yes, deal breaker question. Is this relationship worth fighting for? Yes. Adversity isn't evidence of love's weakness. It's opportunity to prove love's endurance. Yay, we got the smooches! Continue. Let's go to Akibastis T-Red 2 Power Station. World Breaking News Network. As our Kaiju couple's relationship intensifies, so too shall our analysis. Are we finally doing that deep dive on Gigachu? Does Chu have a dark secret? Spill the tea, brevity. Gigachu appears to wear Chu's heart on Chu's sleeve. Chu has that heart motive down. We'll be focusing on the physically fit fowl known as Garudan. What is the word on this absurdly big bird? There are some manuscripts that depict a push-up contest between King Swallowman and a remarkably buff bird. Oh, God. Swallowman. Okay. I remember that one. Garudan is really looking great for his age. Also, modern mythology tells of how the Hakuai, who lives above the sky and rarely lands. Could Garudan be that bird? And if so, why did he choose to land now? Gigachu's unraveled love is likely what called Garudan down from the clouds. I have to admit that I am quite smitten by Gigachu as well. Garudan's interest in self-improvement is readily apparent. I also appreciate and applaud his prelaying. Gigachu's core choices indicate that Chu shares similar sentiments. What are their target areas? Gigachu is shown to have the social and emotional intelligence to round out the relationship. Will Garudan push himself to do socio-emotional CrossFit? With a supportive partner like Gigachu, who knows what heights Garudan will reach? Wasn't that one of the morals of King Swallowman's push-up contest? I believe it was. Let's see what lessons Garuchu has learned as we go live at our latest date. Does Gigachu like rock? Yeah? Both respect the natural strength of stone. Is Gigachu scientific? We're gonna go with no. No. What? Gigachu's romantic designs aren't sound. What is Gigachu's biggest fear? Flying, failure, or commitment? Failure? Garudan keeps its eyes on the prize, whatever that may be. How is Gigachu at keeping secrets? Very good. Gigachu's lips are strong, yet Garudan doesn't technically have lips. Oh god, this is horrible. Continue. Let's go to St. Basil's Cathedral in Russia. That's the second time Garuchu has been shot down. They may have lost the battle, but the war is far from over. How will they recover from this loss? They need to continue to rely on their physical superiority over the military, but they might explore strengthening their relationship into other areas. You can only lose in love when you stop fighting, right? Well said, and it looks like they're ready to give it another go right now. Okay, come on. Is Gigachu afraid of heights? No. Their hearts are soaring together. Has Gigachu been more affected by positive than negative experiences? Positive. Neutral, okay. Garudan feels that a little adversity builds character. Is Gigachu a history buff? Neutral. Garudan only flies forward. Is Gigachu theatrical? Neutral. Garudan once flew over an air show. This is this. Yep. Thumbs up. Okay, at least it wasn't a bad one. Okay, what? Would you like to save your love? Yes, I would like to save my love. Burj Khalifa. The Kaiju in the military seem to have come to a stalemate. Major Pantendrum joins us again for another update. How will the situation play out, Major? The military must admit that the Kaiju were far more passionate and persistent than we had anticipated. Since it appears that we cannot destroy their love outright, we have decided to establish a demilitarized zone for the Kaiju to continue cavorting. What an unexpectedly peaceful solution. But assuming that they actually remain in the zone, won't they simply continue the destructive romance that you had set out to stop? Every aspect of the zone will be strategically calibrated with the military precision to restrict romantic impulses. We are calling it Operation Friend Zone. That makes me giggle every time. Will Garuchu achieve a decisive victory, or will they be banished forever to the Friend Zone? Let's go live and see for ourselves. Does Gigachu like metal? Yes. The pair are into pumping iron. Which does Gigachu go for? Warm weather, cold climate, or clement temperature? Clement temperature. Oh, yes. Garudan is migratory and keeps it clement. Is Gigachu a fan of forests? Yes. They mutually admire the might and majesty of forests. Deal-breaker question. What was Gigachu's most formative experience? The Golden Age of Flight, melting ice caps, or the KPG Extinction event? let's cater and choose one. Oh, thank goodness. Garudan's was reaching the stratosphere. Smooshies! Okay, we just need to keep this momentum going. Oh, we unlocked something else. Okay, so seeking workout buddy to spot his heart. Love languages are service and time. Virtues are temperance, humility, and discipline. And Greek love style, philia, deep friendship. Okay. So let's go with Big Ben. World Breaking News Network. Kaichu continues a powerful pursuit of love. Their relationship has grown so strong. Not strong enough. Welcome back, Major. A new plan is in motion, so you won't have to worry about reporting on any relationship tomorrow. I wasn't worried until you said that. I'm sure viewers would like us to report on your stratagem if you're able to tell us more. As I was saying, the relationship is not as strong as you think. How do you know how strong I think they are? Our reconnaissance aircraft have discovered information that will certainly cause the relationship to come crashing down. Heavens! Termurgatroid! Yes, Garudan's X is exponentially stronger than Gigachu. Is that so? We too are baffled why Garudan would even bother dating a weaker Kaiju. Natural attraction. Similar flight paths. Regardless of the irrational reasons, if Gigachu wants what's best for Garudan, Chu will yield to the strongest suitor and depart the dating scene. Our drones are ready in flight to inform them of Gigachu inferiority as we speak. We better go live to the scene and see what happens. What kind of conversationalist is Gigachu? A listener, a talker, or somewhere we're gonna go somewhere in between. They were doers. Is Gigachu into ornamentation? Yes. Both go for complex and colorful aesthetics. How does Gigachu feel about wood? Yes, for wood. Both aspire to be as strong as flexible as wood. Deal breaker question. Is Gigachu jealous of Garudan's potentially more powerful X? No. Gigachu's strength lies in love, and Gigachu's love is the strongest. We still have more to go. Okay, so let's go to the Eiffel Tower. Garuchu has dominated the headlines, but they aren't the only kaiju couple making waves. In our effort to bring our viewers complete coverage, let's check in with these other gigantic romantics. Who do we have here? Mushroom Maiden Megaricus is in a very strange relationship with a college student turned kaiju, Calvin McCallium. How did that happen? Megaricus just thinks that science is very seductive. I concur, but does that mean that this is a one-sided affair? Perhaps at first, but the fair fungus seems to have grown on Calvin. It looks like their latest date was at the Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum. Meg was confused since it was neither in the air nor in space. That is a very confusing museum. I wonder if that's why we've not seen Garuchu go there. Speaking of Garuchu, where are they up to? Let's all find out as we go live to our latest date. Does Gaiju like literature? No. Oh, yes. no in-flight magazines here. What is Gate's top pet peeve? Spitting, tailgating, or messiness? Let's go with messiness because we know that's his as well. Garudan also hates it when the equipment doesn't get wiped down. What is the most important reason for marriage? Security, friendship, or tax reasons? Well, we know he's into friendship, so let's go with that one. Because that's his Greek love language. Both want to be with their number one wingman. And the deal-breaker question. Does Gigachu compose poetry? So at any moment you can always go and double-check everything here. Like here, I had already remembered the Greek love style was deep friendship. So I need to answer to that one. So poetry is kind of like drama. I'm going to go with no for composing poetry and hope that's a great answer. Oh, no. Iron beat rebar rending, concrete cumbering, broken heart. I had everything good until that one. The world's most powerful romantics were not as passionate as once predicted. The Kaiju couple have been quarantined in the military's friend zone. Though the romantic relationship didn't work out, they are still workout buddies. Will Gigachu return to the dating scene soon? Hopefully, after some time for self-reflection and self-actualization, we will see Gigachu again in a new game. That's so sad. I also can't move my mouse over it, but I love how the signs for the friend zone are like the one hand making the thumbs up and the other hand going to make like a heart. But the thumbs up person is just like, yeah. So now we know poetry no is not an answer. Let's just go back and load the save that we had done right before failing. So we're going to have to go through these two again. But we can do it. This is where earlier when it said save or risk the love, where it like saved it for you so you can come back to where you had just saved it. Risk it just means you continue on and there's no load. There's like, if you mess up, you have to start the whole game over again. And I'm like, I do not want to do that. So we're just going to go through a few of the same questions here. And we're just going to skip through a lot of this stuff because we read it all before. Does Kaichu like metal? Yes. The pair and pump and iron. What does Kaichu go for? And again, we know it's clement temperature. Garudan is migratory and keeps it clement. Is Kaichu a fan of forests? Yes. They mutually admire the might and majesty of forests. Okay, deal breaker question. What was Gigachu's most formative experience? The golden age of flight. Because we're pandering. Garudan's was reaching the stratosphere. Okay, oh. We mentioned the Burj Khalifa before. So let's go do that one. Okay, sorry, we went through all this before about the X being introduced into the equation. What kind of conversationalist is Gigachu? Somewhere in between. They are doers. Is Gigachu into ornamentation? Yeah. Both go for complex and colorful aesthetics. How does Kaichu feel about wood? Positive about wood. Both aspire to be as strong and flexible as wood. Now the deal breaker question. Is Kikachu jealous of Garudan's potentially more powerful ex? No. Kikachu's strength lies in love, and Kikachu's love is the strongest. Okay, so now we're going through, and we're going to go to Big Bell. Okay, and this is the one where they introduce the other Kaiju couple. Going live to the latest date. Okay. Does Kaichu like literature? Neutral. Oh, I forgot that was a no. Garudan decides to set in loftier heights. What is Kaichu's top pet peeve? Messiness. We've got to ace this date. Garudan also hates it when the equipment doesn't get wiped down. What is the most important reason for marriage? Yes, friendship. Both want to be with their number one wingman. Is Kaichu big on bridges? Yes. The Kaiju find a shared interest in tensile strength. Does Kaichu compose poetry? Neutral. Kaiju crush, building break, heartbeat lover smash. Please let that count as a success. No it wasn't. So I need to hit yes for poetry. Okay. So I'm going to, for YouTube, I'm going to pause. Okay, we've gone through and we're back to the poetry question now. I'm unpausing this because there's a different poetry say for each answer. So now that we've gone through the first two, let's see. Yes, composing poetry. Good answer. Debris upon the ground, love is in the air. And now they kiss. Okay, now we have these three guys we gotta get through. Yep. So, but I am going... We are just going to save after every date now. Because I don't want to deal with going through all that again. So I'll go to Mount Kilimanjaro. World Breaking News Network. Garudan continues to soar on the wings of love without regard for military airspace. Major Pantodrum joins us once more to discuss the military's latest response to this unstoppable love affair. We are exploring alternative methods of combating these amorous monsters, and we believe we have found a weakness to exploit. We expect that Kaichu will lose interest in Garudan as the viral fowl's health wanes. Is Garudan ill? Garudan has been exposed to the great bird flu, a biological weapon engineered for the birdpocalypse. The what now? Humanity has long feared a birdpocalypse. The most expected something more akin to birdemic or the birds. We were prepared for every contingency, including a single apocalyptic bird. This is all news to me. Isn't biological warfare a violation of both the Geneva Convention and bird law? All is fair in love and war, and this is both. How are you so certain that Garudan will not recover, or that Kikuchu's affection will falter? We have a secret weapon currently under construction if it comes to that unlikely event. Okay, I love how their secret, like, thing to do this is always something, it's like, stupid, or we already knew. Like in the previous one, when we were going for Mostra, it was just like Gigachu won't want to date her anymore. That he knows she has like children, like so many children. It's like we knew she was a mom before, and she's a bug who lays tons of eggs, so she has hundreds of children. It's like this is not world-breaking news. Gigachu knew it going into the relationship. Major, thank you for the glimpse of what the future may hold. For the present, let's go live to their date in progress. What is Gigachu's favorite color? Yellow, pink, or rainbow? Well, Garudan has yellow on them, so let's go with yellow. Garudan's favorite color is pink. Of course it is. Does Gigachu care for concrete? We answered yes to this before, and it was a good answer. Both dig durability and endurance. Does Gigachu stay on top of current events? Neutral was no, let's try saying yes. Okay, so that's a no. Garudan stays on top of the stratosphere, not terrestrial events. Is Gigachu ready to settle down in one place? Yes. Okay, great. If all the rest... Both are born to fly. Deal-breaking question. Where does Gigachu want to be in 10 years? In an echelon, building a nest, just to be with Garudan. Which one is this going to be a good one? Let's go with building a nest. That's a no. Their destinations are different. And now we've broken up. So let's just skip through all of this and go through that date again. Yes. We're so close to getting to Act 3. So let's go back to Mount Kilimanjaro. Okay, skipping through all of this because we know about the bird flu and the bird apocalypse. Okay, favorite color is yellow. Does Gigachu care for concrete? Yes. Okay, stay on top of current events. That was a no. Okay. Both are above all the hustle and bustle. And where does Gigachu want to be in 10 years? Just to be with Garrett. Neutral. Please let this still end in kisses. What the Everything was good except the neutral. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm taking a moment to look something up here. what does this... Sorry, this answer is... Okay, we're going to go through this, and when we get to the end and I see the phrasing, maybe it'll make sense, because I'm seeing echelon has many different meanings. And the most common ones are a level formation, like a level or rank in an organization, profession, or society, a military subunit smaller than a company but larger than a platoon, echelon formation, a step-like arrangement of units, or there's one all in caps that's an acronym for like a worldwide electronic intelligence gathering operation. There's also like echelon parking, which is like staggered parking in Britain. But so in 10 years, they want Gigachu's goal to be part of a military formation with Garudan? Or just part of the military? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Okay. So, bird flu, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, favorite color, yellow. Care for concrete, yes. Oh, no, dang it. I didn't move it over to no. As long as the deal breaker question is good. So that was a no for that one. Okay. Where does Gigachu want to be in 10 years? In an echelon. Why isn't a military formation the right answer? I don't get it. But hey, I got it right. And we passed Act 2. Thank goodness. So now we're in Act 3, a love above all else. So let's... What is the new information on Garudan? Challenge. While Garudan is weakened by the big bird flu, Gigachu should guide Garudan into socio-emotional CrossFit to strengthen their relationship beyond their physical compatibility. That's cute. We are going to save this. Save. Continue. And let's go to the Great Sphinx of Giza. Major Panzerdrum is back with a special announcement. Our efforts have finally come to fruition. The Kaiju dating season is at an end. How can you be so confident? Especially in light of all the prior failures. The military's ultimate relationship eradication robot, Kaichu, has been deployed. Kaichu's advanced systems are specifically designed to evaluate their relationship and exploit their weaknesses. Kaichu will force Gigachu to face the fact that Garudan is no longer the fit fowl who Chu fell in love with. And Garudan is already suffering from big bird flu to boot. Is this the end of love? Let's go live to the climactic confrontation. So, you think your love is pretty good, huh? Yeah? Their love is the biggest around. Where Where was Garuchu's first date? It was at the Sydney Opera House. I think Earth might have been the neutral answer. Gigachu remembers the date like it was yesterday, because it happened yesterday. Does Gigachu know Garudan's most formative experience? Learning to fly, reaching the stratosphere, doing the barrel roll. I believe it was the stratosphere. And the relationship is still reaching new heights. Okay, now this one is the start of the failures. Because I think no matter what you choose, the other kaiju isn't into astrology. Let's just go with the fire sign and see what happens. That's a no. Garudan navigates by stars but refuses to be bound by them. Yeah, it's always like some stupid, like, I don't look at the stars that way. Because this one needs to end in failure through trick questions. So you go to the final confrontation. Does Gigachu recognize Garudan's greatest weakness? Emotional intelligence, glutes, and rock types. Well, I know choosing rock types will lead to that's not the right game. And we have been talking about emotional intelligence CrossFit, so let's go with that. Neutral, okay. Garudan recognizes his target areas but has a hard time hearing it. Will Gigachu accept loving Garudan more than Garudan loves Gigachu? Yeah. Oh, no. That's great, but Garudan feels weak and seems ashamed. Does Gigachu recognize that Shu isn't compatible with Garudan? No. Failed option. Garudan is doubting if he's good for Gigachu. Has Gigachu ever been bested by a robotic rival before? Let's say no, and that's a failed answer. What's with these dastardly loaded questions? And that's a looking away option. World Breaking News Network. Romance is dead, overcome by cold, uncaring algorithms and a giant robot. Their love seems so strong. The military machine was stronger. The affair once feared to break the world has itself been broken. Sometimes you can make all the right choices and still fail. That's very true, Lucky, but sometimes there are no right choices. If a mighty Kaiju relationship wasn't strong enough, what hope do the rest of us have? Beating a giant robot in combat is a pretty high bar for love, Lucky. But brevity, beating a giant robot is exactly what these Kaiju must do for love. If love is a battlefield, which it is, then you only truly lose the war when you stop fighting. That means it's still up to Gigachu, and Garudan, and viewers like you. Okay, so love above all else. We failed like we were supposed to. Garuchu's air superiority dominated the skies like it had our hearts. Will we ever fly or love again? It seems that Gigachu is looking for relationship advice. We're counting on you, Gigachu. So let's talk with Monster and ask for advice. Monster sees that the true strength of Gigachu and Garudan's relationship comes from their commitment. Gigachu's compassion and encouragement will be needed to rehabilitate Garudan's heart. Lasting growth will naturally be achieved through consistency and time. That's why there's nothing stronger than family, yeah. Because that's what she's all about. Then we have Tephra. The intense physicality of Gigachu and Garudan's relationship is very romantic to Tephra. Gigachu needs to be a rock that Garudan can rely on even though he isn't feeling too hot. Their mutual commitment to each other will keep the flames of romance stoked. Kaichu's shared devotion is so heartwarming. Okay. Turpio. Turpio sympathizes with Garudan's suddenly dependence. They suggest that Gigachu exercise patience and encouragement. While Gigachu may take the lead in exploring socio-emotional side of the relationship, Garudan will have a lot of work to do. Garudan and hard work go together like Garudan and Gigachu. Sidra. Queen Sidora respects Gigachu and Garudan's diligence and drive. An alliance that wanes in times of weakness would be meaningless. Weathering a storm reaffirms the strength of their relationship. Their shared history fortifies their alliance for the future. I think there was one. Yes. Megaricus admires Gigachu and Garudan's remarkable physical harmony. They should recognize and explore their compatibility beyond the physical. Their bond will be strengthened by the diversity of their connections. Garuchu will definitely go hard for relationship CrossFit. Gigachu searches the earth, seas, and skies for advice, but where has Garudan gone? Yes, right there. So now we come over here, and we fight for love. Our ongoing coverage of Kaiju courtship must finally come to a close. Their relationship crashed, and little is left to report. It's not like you to give up on love, Lucky. I'm not the one giving up. But Gigachu isn't either. Chu is heading to Antarctica. What's there? Is it Garudan? Is it hope? It is the Elves. Major Pantandrum. Why are you here? We knew that their relationship was too strong for a single defeat, so we have prepared a finishing blow. What are you planning? Mekachu will once again confront them with the weaknesses of their relationship, and Gigachu will completely lose interest as the once viral Flow's health continues to fail. How are you so certain that Garudan will not recover, or that Gigachu's affection will falter? Garudan contracted Great Big Bird Flu, a biological weapon engineered for the apocalypse. Could you please explain more detail for our viewers who may have just only turned it in? Yeah. Humanity has long feared a birdpocalypse, the most expected something more akin to birdemic or the birds. We were prepared for every contingency, including a single giant destructive bird. This is all new to me, and I've been here the whole time. Gigachu would have to defeat Mekachu, infiltrate the Antarctic base, retrieve the antidote, and administer it to Garudan. I suppose the scenario you described is quite an unlikely event. That's probably going to happen in a few minutes. Likely or not, Gigachu hasn't given up, so I won't either. Let's go live to see if love survives this climatic confrontation. Are you back for more? Yes. Garuchu's back for love, baby. Where was Garuchu's first kiss? Okay, I think it was the Great Wall of China. Yes. That kiss was unforgettable. What are Garudan's love languages? So I think that was service and time. Yes. Got it without cheating. Their love is so eloquent. What is Gigachu's worst habit? Preening, boisterousness, or belching. We're going to go through and just double check something here. Burping, preening, boisterousness. I'm not sure what to choose for this one. Let's go with preening. Okay, at least it's not a bad answer. Both being preoccupied with preening would be problematic. Will Gigachu accept loving Garudan more than Garudan loves Gigachu? Well, a yes was a bad thing before. Let's go with neutral. Garudan deserves a more definitive answer than that. How is Gigachu suited for Garudan? Might. Yes. I think one more should kill Mekachu. Gigachu has the emotional might to rehabilitate Garudan's heart. Yes. Gigachu wishes to declare what Chu loves most about Garudan. Temperance, wingspan, wingspan. While grateful for the recognition, Garudan knows their relationship can ascend higher. Temperance. Gigachu is smitten by Garudan's spirit of discipline. Care Bear stare! Gigachu overcame Mekachu with destructive love. And Garudan has overcome his illness. Did Gigachu infiltrate the mountain base to recover the antidote? Nope. What is to explain the recovery? It could be the healing power of Gigachu's love, or perhaps Garudan is tougher than even a great big bird flu. Garudan is grateful for the commitment Gigachu displayed in sickness. The true strength of a relationship really shines through when we're at our weakest. They appear dedicated to not only improve their physical strength, but working on their emotional and relationship health as well. What does the future hold for these two swolemates? They are flying off into the sunset. Gigachu can fly. There is still so much that we don't know about Gigachu. Yeah, like if Chu eats or poops. Or what would have happened if Gigachu had chosen to date another Kaiju? I suppose someone, winky winky wink, would have to play again to find out. See you next time! Oh, that's so cute, doing the push-ups with Gigachu on top! These little, like, ending art scenes are adorable. I love them. Oh, so cute. Okay. So yay to everybody going through in the credits right here. This, of course, is a great game. Of course, since I've played it, this is the 5th time I've played it. I try and space it out because every game is mostly the same with a little bit of dialogue change based on the creature you're dating and some of the different mechanics and stuff. So I try and space them out and not get it all done in one go so I don't bore people with some of the same dialogue over and over again. So if you wanted to see my other playthroughs, those are up on YouTube. I'll have a playlist as soon as I date Megaricus or Megaricus, however you pronounce their name. So I'll have a playlist of all 6 of them up later. Or, game's not expensive, you can go out buy it yourself and try and get all the achievements to date everybody, because it's just so cute. I freaking love this game. Seriously.